What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be showing you my fantasy team. So it's only a 10-man league. I wanted 12, but we could only manage to get 10 people. And it was a $50 buy-in. So yeah, I ended up having the first overall pick, first time ever after playing fantasy for almost 10 years. So I finally was able to get the first round pick, or first overall pick, and yeah, I will show you guys my roster. So we got Jalen Hurts at quarterback. I personally am a diehard Eagles fan, so this gives me, for one, an extra incentive in rooting for the Eagles. And Jalen Hurts, it's basically a make or break year for him. The Eagles are stacked. Their roster is one of the most depth rosters in the NFL. It just all relies on Jalen Hurts. And of course, for fantasy, it always helps to have a mobile quarterback, and Jalen Hurts isn't afraid to run the ball. Obviously, his number one target just got added to the roster, A.J. Brown. Devontae Smith is dope. Dallas Goedert's dope. Their offensive line is I think it is the best in the NFL. I think they're ranked number one. And their defense is kind of stacked too, and that'll help them out as well. So at running back, no explanation. Jonathan Taylor, 101. You have to, if you have the first pick, you kind of have to go with him. Granted, you do got CMC, but with his health risks, I mean, it's just the safest play, and typically he's going to be number one. He should go number one. There's no really explaining Jonathan Taylor. My second running back is Aaron Jones. I ended up taking him in the second round, and Aaron Jones is literally going to be Alvin Kamara for the Packers. He's going to basically almost be at wideout for some plays, because you'll have A.J. Dillon getting a lot of carries. Aaron Jones will get his carries because he's still technically the starting running back for the Packers. But I feel like Rodgers, without a reliable receiver, he's going to be doing a lot of dinking and dunking with Aaron Jones. So I feel like he could easily get a good amount of receptions. I feel like he'd be top 5 in running back and receptions. And this is a full point PPR league, so I think that definitely helps him out a lot. And this is probably, besides Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones is probably the best player on offense for the Packers. As much as I like A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones is probably still the most talented player on the Packers on offense. My first wide receiver I went was Mike Williams. The AFC West is by far one of the best divisions I've witnessed in a long time in the NFL. All the games are going to be shootouts between the Chargers, the Broncos, the Chiefs, and the Raiders. So I wanted as many pieces of that division as I can, because they're going to put up a lot of points. So Mike Williams being the deep ball threat for the Chargers, because Keenan Allen's more, route running, give him the ball between 5 and 20 yards, where Mike Williams, you're just going to launch it and hope for the best. Mike Williams can make those plays. Obviously, from last year, he was on fire when the season first started, but then he cooled off super bad. But I feel like the Chargers are going to be up there in number one offense, and Mike Williams, I feel, is the number one threat on that Chargers roster. And same is going to be said with Courtland Sutton with the Denver Broncos. So, Russell Wilson, arguably top 20, maybe top 50, no, we'll say top 20 quarterback all time as of right now. And Courtland Sutton is the most proven Denver receiver. Obviously, you got Judy too. Judy's still nice, but I do like Courtland Sutton because he's 6'3". He's faster than Judy, and he's been showing the ball out with really crappy quarterbacks. So, yeah, Cortland Sutton. So next, we got Mark Andrews at tight end. I did go high with tight end. He was my my third round pick, and because first overall, you get back-to-back picks. I didn't like really anybody that much at the 2-3 turn. So I thought the most antagonizing pick was Mark Andrews, because tight end's really hard to come by, like a good tight end, unless you want to pay high for him. And I don't really have to worry about tight end, unless obviously injury, hopefully not. But I don't have to really worry about tight end at all this season, because Mark Andrews is for sure going to be putting up numbers. I really wanted Travis Kelce, but Travis Kelce ended up getting snagged a couple picks before him. But it's not. I still love Mark Andrews. He's a monster. Flex, I don't know if he's going to be my week 1 flex as of right now, but Miles Sanders, he's going to have a bounce back year. As long as he can be healthy, he's going to have a bounce back year. He averaged, 5 yards a carry last season. Eagles are very run heavy, and I feel like he's going to be catching passes too. Granted, you got Kenny Gainwell to catch passes as well. He's probably got better hands than Miles Sanders, but that's not saying Miles Sanders has bad hands. I'm just saying, Kenny Gainwell is probably going to be their third down. It's 3rd and 15. They need a catch. They'll probably throw Kenny Gainwell in there. But yeah, I do like Miles Sanders a lot, but I do not know if he's going to be my week 1 flex. It's still at Detroit, so if he's healthy, I'll play him. It just all depends on how healthy he's going to be. Defense, kicker don't really matter. Eagles defense, like I said, Eagles defense is stacked. They have an easy schedule to open the season. They got Detroit, Jacksonville. I'm pretty sure the Giants are up there. I don't actually know the schedule off the back, but Eagles defense. Buffalo kicker, I really wanted Carlson for the Raiders, but he was taken before I was able to choose him. So I just went with a kicker that's going to a team that's going to be scoring a lot of points. Obviously, Buffalo Bills, Super Bowl favorites. Josh Allen, stud. So they're going to be driving down the field. Hopefully, just get a lot of field goals. But yeah, they'll be on the opponent's side of the field a lot. So hopefully Tyler Bass can get it done. And the bench, we went Elijah Moore. I don't like the Jets. I do like Elijah Moore though. Hopefully Zach Wilson isn't too banged up. I don't know if he's going to be starting week 1 or not. But yeah, you do got Joe Flacco, who probably can still get it done. And Elijah Moore is their best receiver. So he went off, the second half of last year when he was healthy. So I just ended up going with him. Cordell Patterson's next. Name another Atlanta running. They just drafted an Atlanta running back. My bad. But he's going to be the starting running back. He's still going to be that dual threat at running back receiver. And he's going to get his targets. And he's going to get carries. So it's that simple. Next is Robert Woods. For a wide receiver 1 for a team that's going in the 7th, 8th round, Robert Woods is definitely solid, because Ryan Tannehill is not terrible. Granted, they're a run-first team, but Robert Woods is very reliable. He won't drop many balls. He'll get a lot. He's very Keenan Allen-esque, where he's safe, but he might not put up, 10, 202. But he could put up 5 catches, 75 yards, maybe a score. But it's a high floor, low ceiling type deal. But I still like Robert Woods. ACL tear, kind of a little scary coming back from that, but he should be fine in Tennessee. Next, I ended up biting the bullet on DeAndre Hopkins, because 6 weeks? I don't even think my team has a bye at receiver for 6 weeks, so I think I should be straight as long as everyone stays healthy. But imagine this team when DeAndre Hopkins comes back, slot him in for Miles Sanders, and then you got this roster. Gnarly. But yeah, as of now, I'm just going to have to just waste my bench spot and just keep him there. So, yeah. Late round picks. I'm not going to really go too in depth, but Sky Moore, rookie out of Kansas City. Pat Mahomes is going to need a new best friend. And granted, he's probably going to spread the ball around, but I just took the shot on a fast receiver for the Chiefs because Pat Mahomes is going to throw the ball a lot, and he's going to be very good at it. So, yeah. Next, I went Kenny Walker. They drafted him second round for a reason. Rashad Penny has never been able to stay healthy. So, I mean, I just ended up taking him. Who knows? This guy's probably not going to be on my roster. Same with J.D. McKissick. That was my last pick overall, and I just went with him because, you know, he'll catch a lot of passes. He'll be a third down back. What's his face ended up getting shot in an armed robbery. So I don't know how long he's gonna be out for, but he was supposed to be taking the lead back role over Antonio Gibson. But now Antonio Gibson has to step back up, and he kind of sucks. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if it's just the scheme that Washington's trying to run, or they just don't like him that much. But yeah, so that's why I went J.D. McKissick. So this is my roster for 2022, 2023, and I mean, obviously I'm going to be biased because this is my team. Personally, I do think this is the best team in the league. We'll go over the other teams real quick. So yeah, well, we had a auto pick team because we couldn't find that 10th member right away, but we ended up getting somebody after the draft, so it worked out. So this was the auto pick team. They got Kyler Murray, CMC, Travis Etienne, CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, Kyle Pitts, Deontay Johnson, Ravens defense, Brandon McManus. I do like this team. I love Kyler Murray this year. I love CMC. I do not like Etienne that much. I do not like CeeDee Lamb. Don't like Tyreek Hill. Kyle Pitts is still sketchy to me with how high he's going, and Marcus Mariota throwing him the ball. So I'm like, eh. Deontay Johnson, quarterback situation sketch. So yeah. Bench. There's his bench. I do like Kadarius Toney a lot. And I like Elijah Mitchell, but who knows with San Francisco because Trey Lance is going to be taking a lot of them carries away, but you know. But yeah, that's auto pick team. Next team is going to have Justin Herbert, Derrick Henry, David Montgomery, Debo, Pittman, Tunyon, Godwin, Treasures D, and Dylan Carlson. Or Daniel, my fault. So, love Justin Herbert, love Derrick Henry. Don't like David Montgomery, but I also don't like anybody who's on the Bears offense because the Bears are not going to be good this year. Granted, they had a nice preseason, but that's preseason. It's not the real thing. So, I just don't trust the Chicago Bears. Debo, love Debo. Pittman, love Pittman, but I have Jonathan Taylor, and I don't want to have a running back wide receiver combo for the Colts. Tunyon should have a bounce back year. Should. Godwin, who knows if he's going to be healthy. So that's still sketchy, but when he's on the field, he's obviously going to ball out. And his bench, Brandon Cooks, Kareem Hunt, AJ Dillon, Drake London, DJ Chark, Julio Jones, Malik Willis. You went with Malik Willis, but I think Tannehill is going to be starting the whole season. So, yeah. Next team. We got Pat Mahomes, Javonte Williams, Josh Jacobs, Cooper Kupp, T. Higgins, Dalton Schultz, Christian Kirk, Bills defense, and Harrison Butker. I don't trust Pat Mahomes whatsoever this season. I mean, besides, I mean, he's still gonna be good, but I don't think he's gonna be fantasy good. So, but we'll just have to wait and see. Chiefs are still gonna be a top tier team though. Andy Reid, love Andy Reid. Javonte Williams, really like Javonte. Really like Javonte. I mean, obviously you still have that issue where you have to deal with Melvin Gordon, but Javonte's definitely going to take another step up, and he's literally like a prime AP. That's how he runs. That's how aggressive he runs, and I am going to be very high on Javonte, so I do like that pick. Josh Jacobs, I hate. Josh Jacobs, the Raiders, I mean, he should be fine because they're going to drive down the field, but I don't know. I just feel like they're not going to utilize Josh Jacobs that much. I think Derek Carr is going to be throwing the ball a lot more. Cooper Kupp, it's Cooper Kupp. I mean, what is there to say about Cooper Kupp? He's going to put up his numbers. T. Higgins, I do like the Bengals. I do enjoy Joe Burrow. But I don't know. I think everybody is high on T. Higgins this year, but I just don't see him having that capability of being a top 15 receiver. I don't see him being a wide receiver 1 for sure. Maybe wide receiver 2, but I can definitely see him falling to be a wide receiver 3. So I don't know. I'm just not high on T. Higgins. Hopefully they'll just prove me wrong. But yeah. Dalton Schultz, I do like Dalton Schultz. I think he's going to be a top 5 tight end. That's kind of really it. Christian Kirk, don't like anybody from Jacksonville really until they can prove me otherwise. I do love the addition of Doug Peterson, but I just got to see them play. Bills defense, number 1 defense. Harrison Butker is going to get a lot of points too because I feel like they'll be able to drive down the field but not be able to finish on possessions. So a lot of field goals, I feel. Amari Cooper, Chase Edmonds. Really like Chase Edmonds. But I ended up going Cordell Patterson over him. I am kind of like regretting it, thinking about it, but we'll see. Miami's weird with running backs, so. Dak Prescott, Melvin Gordon, Dawson Knox, Jalen Talbert. I actually don't know who this is. And Alec Pierce. Don't know who that is. Next team. We got Lamar Jackson, Dalvin Cook, Devin Singletary, Stephon Diggs, A.J. Brown, George Kittle, Allen Lazard, Colts defense, and Nick Folk. Lamar Jackson's going to be he's going to be a top 3 quarterback this year. I got a feeling. I feel like Lamar is just going to go nuts. Granted, he doesn't have a number 1 receiver, maybe even a number 2 receiver, but he does got legs, and he's got Mark Andrews. So I'm excited for Lamar this year. Dalvin Cook, it's Dalvin Cook. He's going to be solid. As long as he's healthy, he'll put up good numbers. Devin Singletary is sketchy. All Buffalo running backs are sketchy. But Devin Singletary is not terrible. I'm just not a fan. Stephon Diggs is going to be Stephon Diggs. I do prefer Gabe Davis for a Buffalo receiver, but Stephon Diggs is still alright too. Like, he's still gonna be Stephon Diggs. I feel like he's gonna put up better numbers than Gabe Davis, but Stephon Diggs is going in the late first, early second, and Gabe Davis is going in like the third or the fourth. So I do like Gabe Davis more, maybe even later. AJ Brown, obviously I love AJ Brown. I just couldn't get him because of where I was drafting, where he was going. He was going middle second. Obviously I was first overall pick, so I had to wait for the bottom part of the second. So yeah, George Kittle. It all goes on Trey Lance. He'll put up 1,000 yards, I feel. Don't know about the touchdowns. His touchdowns are so sketch, but it all depends on Trey Lance. Boomer bust, all on the quarterback. Allen Lazard, Aaron Rodgers' number 1 receiver. He'll have a good year. It all depends on his hands, too. If he drops balls, Rodgers isn't going to go his way. That's just kind of how Rodgers is, and Lazard has a history of dropping footballs. So if he can hold onto the ball, he'll put up great numbers. If he drops it, he's not going to put up a good week. Colts defense, very solid. Nick Folk, best kicker last year. Let's see what he can do this year. Rashad Bateman, Tony Pollard, Pat Fryermuth, Rashad Penny, MVS, Mike Gesicki, and Treylon Burks. I actually really like MVS this year. Rashad Penny, if he can stay healthy, is fire. And Rashad Bateman is his number one receiver. So I do like that stack. Me personally, actually, yeah, you kind of have to start Lazard, Brown, Diggs. But Bateman is going to be fire this year. Like halfway done. Next team, Joe Burrow, James Conner, Breece Hall, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, Travis Kelce, Hunter Renfrow, Steelers D, Matt Prater. Joe Burrow should be fired. He's got weapons. He's going to throw the ball a lot. James Conner, number one running back in Arizona, should be getting his carries. Breece Hall, kind of a big question mark, but he still should be fired. Second round draft pick. They ended up trading up to get him. They trust him. It just all depends on how good the Jets are going to be. So, I like to see it though. I like to see him go nuts. Justin Jefferson, a lot of people are saying he's going to be the number one receiver this year, which I don't disagree with. So, he's a stud, obviously. Jalen Waddle, he'll end up getting a bunch of catches, ton of catches. He should be a 1,000-yard receiver, but who knows? It's Tua. Can Tua have 2,000-yard receivers? We'll find out. Travis Kelce, number one tight end, stud tight end. Not really much to say about Travis Kelce. Number one best friend of Pat Mahomes, so he's going to be getting a ton of ridiculous stats. He'll be the number one receiver for the Chiefs by far. Hunter Renfrow, very solid. Don't know if I like him that much as a starting piece, but I mean he'll be fine for sure. Steelers defense and Matt Prater, yeah. He did end up taking J.K. Dobbins pretty early, but J.K. Dobbins, you know, his health is kind of sketch. But if he comes back like fully healthy, that's not bad for running backs. His running backs are a little sketchy right now, but who knows? If Breece Hall takes off, James Conner does what he has to do, and then you got J.K. Dobbins chilling right here, that could be fire. And then Devontae Smith, Damian Harris, James Robinson, Derek Carr, Michael Carter, and George Pickens. Next team, we got A-Rod, Najee Harris, Joe Mixon, DJ Moore, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Darren Waller, Nick Chubb, Packers D, and Ryan Suckup. Rodgers is going to do Rodgers things. It's still a little sketchy because he doesn't have the greatest targets, but he's still going to throw like 30 touchdowns at least. Najee Harris, he's still going to be fire, but he's not going to be as fire as last year because he's not going to catch the ball as many times as he did. But he'll still be fine. I heard that Pittsburgh's going to be running multiple running backs, but Najee Harris is still going to be fine. Joe Mixon, love Joe Mixon. Yeah, he's going to catch a lot of balls. He's going to be a workhorse. He's going to be fire. DJ Moore with Baker, that's going to be kind of fire. I'm actually really excited to see what they do. But who knows? He just needs touchdowns. The talent's there, the yards are there, the catches are there. He just needs touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's probably still the number one receiver in Detroit. Jared Goff still throwing the ball. He's not terrible, but he's not great. But Amon-Ra, if he can do anything that he did last year, fire. Darren Waller, out of all like the top end tight ends, I feel like Darren Waller is my least favorite, but he's still gonna end up putting up numbers. He's still gonna, like, Derek Carr is still gonna throw him the ball a lot. I feel like he'll be fine, but he's just my least favorite out of the 5 or 4 top tight ends. Nick Chubb, I just don't like anybody on that Cleveland offense. Nobody whatsoever. So it's just going to be, he's still great. It's just going to be hard because everybody's going to know that Cleveland's going to be running the ball. So Packers defense, Ryan Suckup. Not really much to say. So we got Juju, Ramondre Stevenson, Tyler Boyd, Christian Watson, Naheem Hines, Jamal Williams, Tyler Higbee. Not the biggest fan of the bench, not gonna lie. Next, Josh Allen, Leonard Fournette, Antonio Gibson, Jamar Chase, Keenan Allen, TJ Hawkinson, Jerry Jeudy, Saints defense, Justin Tucker. Love Josh Allen, stud, but I could not bite the bullet in taking him in like the second round. Leonard Fournette, gonna be very solid. Not as solid as last year, but you know, as long as Tom Brady's the quarterback, Leonard Fournette's gonna be a good running back. Antonio Gibson, I hate him. I'm not gonna even say it. Jamar Chase, stud. He should have his. Keenan Allen, like I said, safe floor. Should have his. He's like a guaranteed like 15 points a week. Just not really like 20, or not really like below 10. Like a guaranteed like 15. TJ Hawkinson, he's up there. He's like the best tight end that isn't of the elite group, and he still should have his, as long as like Jared Goff throws the ball and the Lions are gonna throw the ball a lot because they're gonna be behind. I think TJ Hawkinson should be fine. Jerry Jeudy, still like Jerry Jeudy a lot, like Cortland Sutton. I mean, I'm pretty sure they went damn near back to back. Russell Wilson's gonna be throwing the ball. And Tim Patrick got hurt, so it's really just these two guys. And it's gonna be a DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett situation where one of them will probably boom, the other one will boom the next week. And yeah, it's kind of gonna be like that. Saints D, Justin Tucker, best kicker ever. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Allen Robinson, Brandon Ayuk, Chase Claypool, Hunter Henry, Alexander Mattison, Tua Tagovailoa, or Tua Tagovailoa. Yeah, I said that right. Love Allen Robinson. I tried to trade for him, but he didn't want any of my assets on my team. Yeah. Next team. Almost done. So we got Tom Brady, Alvin Kamara, Saquon Barkley, Devontae Adams, Hollywood Brown, Dallas Goedert, Cam Akers, Bucks defense, and McPherson. Brady, I don't know what he's going to be doing in age 45, but he's still Tom Brady, and he's healthy. He's going to play. He's going to ball. It's that easy. Alvin Kamara, love Alvin Kamara this year, especially if Jameis is healthy. I feel like he's going to go nuts. Top 5 running back finish, I feel. Saquon, I still don't like Saquon. I like him. I like the player. Don't like him in fantasy whatsoever. Don't really like any Giants too much because it's the Giants. I feel like they have talent. It's just like Daniel Jones always disappoints, and the Giants just in general just disappoint. So yeah, Devontae Adams, very risky play because who knows what he's gonna do as a Raider. Derek Carr isn't terrible, but he's, in my eyes, he's still not elite. Like, he's, like, out of all the quarterbacks in the league, I still think he might be outside of the top 10. So, I hope Devontae does good, but who knows? Hollywood gonna kill it, especially the first 6 weeks without any DeAndre Hopkins. So Hollywood's gonna be their number one. He's fast. Kyler's got an arm. He'll get his. Dallas Goedert, love Dallas Goedert, but he was sketchy last season with some questionable drops. I don't know what that was about, but as long as he's healthy and isn't dropping footballs, Dallas Goedert will be very solid. Jalen Hurts loves him, especially in the red zone. Cam Akers, I don't like Cam Akers, especially with LA saying that they're going to use both backs. And Cam Akers still didn't look great in the postseason. Granted, he came back super early from his injury, so who knows? But I still don't like Cam Akers. I don't like him that much, especially with where he's going. It's a little early for him. And then Bucks defense, McPherson, second best kicker in the league, probably. Metcalf, Thielen, Stafford, Cook, Myers, Dotson, and Kirk Cousins. Honestly, I do like his bench. I don't like the fact that he has 3 quarterbacks, though. I just saw that now. That's kind of wild to me. Like, you got 1 backup running back, and it's James Cook. Granted, you got 3 starting, but I don't know. Last team. So we got Russell Wilson, Austin Eckler, DeAndre Swift, Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, my fault. Cole Kmet, Zeke, Niners defense, Matt Gay. Love Russ. He's going to ball out. Austin Eckler, I love Austin Eckler. Anybody for the Chargers is going to be fire. He's not going to get 20 touchdowns like he did last year, but he'll get his. The only thing that is kind of sketchy is that they're not afraid of using multiple running backs this year. They already said, and it shouldn't take away from Eckler, but he's not going to be putting up gnarly numbers like he did last year. DeAndre Swift, I love DeAndre Swift this year. He's going to be catching a lot of balls like last year. As long as he can stay healthy, he will be for sure a top 24 running back. Mike Evans, he's going to ball out. As long as Tom Brady's being Tom Brady, he's going to put up his. Terry McLaurin, super sketchy with Carson Wentz. I just don't know. If Carson Wentz can just be a fraction of how good he was back in the Eagles run for the Super Bowl, he'll be fine, but I got a feeling he's not going to get back to that form. So, big old question mark right here. Cole Kmet's very solid, but once again, Chicago Bears. This is probably the only player that I would draft from Chicago. Well, him and Darnell Mooney, which is funny because he's right here. Those two are the only Bears that I would draft with where they're going, because Cole Kmet's going like damn near double-digit rounds. Darnell Mooney's going like I think 7 rounds. I forgot, but solid. Zeke is the biggest question mark on this roster by far. Can he get back to normal? How many carries is Tony Pollard gonna get? I mean, he should be fine, but I don't know. Niners defense, Matt Gay. Rams are going to put up a lot of points. Gabe Davis, love Gabe Davis, like I said, with Stephon Diggs. I would try to get him, but I don't think I would want to get rid of a roster member on my team for Gabe Davis because he's going to be asking for a lot. Darnell Mooney, I do like Darnell Mooney. Tyler Lockett, Damian Pierce, Garrett Wilson, Russell Gage, Jarvis Landry. The biggest steal probably was Damian Pierce because he went so late, and he's a starting running back. I still think Houston's going to be trash, but who knows? Damian Pierce might get his. So, yep, that's going to be all the teams. Like I said, I do like my team the most. So I play the Wasala team right off the bat. I'm pretty sure that's the Tom Brady team. I forgot. Yeah, it is. Okay, so So I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm pretty confident in this, but it's fantasy football. I'm projected to win, but projections ain't shit. So yeah, I'm planning on doing this once a week just to give everybody an update on how the league's going and stuff like that. I think it'd be fun. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys will keep updated with the series, and yeah, Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.